Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience that will challenge your preconceived notions about fame, loyalty, and treachery in the shadiest areas of hip-hop. Imagine this. The crowd was yelling, the lights were bright, and Claressa's Shield was triumphant in the ring. However, she is storming out in the middle of the celebration, her gaze fixed on two very recognizable faces in the VIP area rather than lifting her gloves in pride. Why? Because on fight night, when the cameras never stop filming, Remy Remy, the Bronx bomber, was supposedly caught red-handed, lip-locked, and cuddling with none other than Fat Joe. Was it only an instance of old friends misinterpreting one another? Or was it the culmination of a controversy that had been simmering for months? Furthermore, what on earth caused Claressa Shield to snap live in front of millions of people and post it all online? What backstage secrets were revealed? Which microphones remained hot? When Papoose saw the video, how did he respond? 'Cause it's more than just gossip, stay put. It's war. The tape, too. It's real, I see. Let's rewind the tape then. Let's go back to the night that rocked the internet as a whole, not just the boxing community. The GWAT herself, Claressa Shields, entered that arena that night, unaware that she would soon be the subject of death, and trust burst in the moment. Let's be clear about this. It wasn't your typical fight night. Claressa's big comeback was this. ESPN, Showtime, and even Joe Rogan were quite upset about the rematch. Cameras flashing and champagne bottles popping. The celebrities were out, and all of the VIP, they dressed as if it were the Grammy Awards. And Remy Ma and Fat Joe were seated in the front row, snuggling together like night had arrived early. Hold on, let's take a moment. Sitting a bit too close to Fat Joe, her lifelong partner, label mate, and brother from another mother, was Remy Ma, who was married to Papoose, the man who has been keeping her down through jail bids, bets, ciphers, and judicial mayhem. Or so we believed. Was not your typical corporate hugging kiss scenario either. Remy Ma and Fat Joe weren't merely whispering, according to a number of bystanders who were clearly gagged. They had their hands on each other's knees and lips in close proximity, brushing, and one first-row ticket holder claims that while photographing the ring, they unintentionally captured the moment. Remy Ma gave Fat Joe a neck kiss. Neck captured on video. Tell me who, during a sold-out fight, kisses their platonic business partner on the neck. Oh, hold on. Here's the worst part, though. Claressa looked to the crowd for her support system only seconds after landing her decisive blow, which sent her opponent straight into next week. What was it she saw? The woman who had been training and coaching Remy, as if this were a Love and Hip Hop VIP version. She was nearly tongue wrestling Fat Joe while praying with her before the battle. And when I tell you, baby, Claressa lost it. Yes, we have anonymous sources, according to several backstage insiders. Thank you to everyone who works behind the scenes. Claressa did not attend the interviews after the fight. She didn't take a shower or change. She immediately ran backstage, grabbed her PR girl's phone, and launched Instagram Live. Because if Claressa is going to accomplish anything, it's to go when it matters. Live. Let us now take a step back. Who are the participants in this perverse story of treachery? Since her nasty drama with Papoose began going public last year, Claressa Shields, the unbeaten champion and America's sweetheart of the ring, has been getting closer to Remy Ma after paparazzi caught the two women leaving restaurants wearing matching sweatpants and sunglasses. There have been rumors that they spend late nights at Claressa's own boxing facility. Pair of sweatpants. Remy donned it on the evening of the battle alongside Fat Joe. Is it a coincidence? Please, keep it cold. Then there's Remy Ma, who recently dealt with a barrage of rumors about everyone from the security guard to the captain of Easy, the Block. She has been suspiciously silent about her marriage to Papoose, which has been hanging on by a thread. Joe, add to that Fat. Since Lean Back, the man has been a constant in Remy's life. But according to some insiders, he has now leaned a little too far forward. Fans have noted that Joe's Instagram postings have become more poetic while discussing Remy during the past 6 months. Are unbreakable. In a frigid game, she is my twin flame. Loyalty above everything else. Yet occasionally, loyalty is put to the test. How was it tested, Joe? Back to fight night now. In the first 5 minutes of Claressa's Instagram Live, we're talking about 80K viewers. She screamed it loud, clear, and savagely, and you could feel the betrayal, disbelief, and confusion. In her eyes, what are we doing now? The greatest battle of my life has been won. Additionally, my alleged coach, my sister and Fat Joe are playing footsie out here. Oh, I have video. Don't worry, everyone. See it all. Within minutes, the internet was down. It was trending with hashtags. Hashtag prayer for Papoose. Hashtag Fat Joe fumbled. Hashtag CLARESSALIVELEAK. Hashtag recat. This is where things get even stranger, though. Since a courageous amateur photographer, seated 6 rows back, dropped a 7-second film clip that completely altered the situation. In the video, Remy Ma can be seen grinning and speaking into Fat Joe's ear before bending down for what appears to be like 2 kisses, one on the cheek and one perilously near the lips. She then gives his beard a brush. He had a beard. Furthermore, it makes no difference to me how long you have been friends. You can't brush your beard unless you're having a day. Fans were no longer only watching the fight replay. All of a sudden, Remy and Joe's screen recording angles were zooming in to improve the audio. The precise timestamp when Remy leaned in for the kiss was used by TikTok investigators to time Clarissa's knockout moment. There were side-by-side modifications with captions everywhere. For example, Remy was kissing Claressa. KO in the ring, KO in her heart. And what about Papoose? Oh, he went ghost. There was radio silence, no clapbacks, no post-fight congratulations. Nothing. The man switched to invisible mode. This leads us to the crucial query. Was it the last straw in a betrayal that had been simmering for months? Or was it all just a misunderstanding? You see, this is where things start to seem suspect. One of Clarissa's co-workers, who consented to our calling them but requested anonymity according to Champ Whisperer, Claressa was already dubious about Remy and Fat Joe's relationship. During a training session 2 weeks earlier, she allegedly saw text exchanges between them on Remy's unlocked phone. The woman who is meant to be mentoring a champion is the one who sends texts like, "I miss our late night talks. Nobody understands me like you. If things were different, I'd choose you. Let me hit you with this if you still believe he's innocent." That the original guest list did not include Joe. Stadium Sources was inserted by Remy Ma under the alias Joseph C. just 2 days prior to the fight. Remy is really slick, but not sufficiently so. The damage had already been done when Clarissa's live ended with her slamming her phone down and yelling, "Y'all can keep the belt. I want the truth." Every gossip blog from Hollywood Unlocked to The Shade Room jumped on the story like lions on a stake. TMZ began chasing footage. And Twitter was in flames. But believe me, this wasn't the end. This was just the beginning of a major scandal. Where were we? Well, Claressa Shields just dropped a live grenade on Instagram, still wearing her boxing gloves, criticizing Remy Ma and Fat Joe for their little ringside romance. The crowd was still cheering her knockout, and the woman was already online exposing receipts as if she had been trained by the FBI rather than a boxing coach. But the funniest part wasn't even the live. Just minutes after she went dark, a Twitter account called ChampSpy2020 for the post claimed that it wasn't fight night. But it did show a blurry photo of what appeared to be Remy Ma and Fat Joe standing in a dark hallway backstage holding hands behind the curtain while Papoose was out front greeting fans and posing for pictures like a proud husband. The picture was taken 3 weeks prior at a private sparring event Claressa hosted. An invite-only training showcase meant to boost press before her big return. And it appears Remy Ma brought Fat Joe as her +1, claiming he was there only to support and turned into a digital courtroom. Twitter was what Remy whispered in Joe's earbud. Wait, it's not like that. Support what? Her morals. Now, we're not saying that Remy and Fat Joe have undoubtedly been sneaking around. But when your brother starts showing up to your friends' training events and you two are holding hands in the hallways like it's the finale of a romantic comedy. Let's say it doesn't look platonic. Gets better, Red wrote. That fight night is going to be hard, seeing her win, knowing we're lying to her face. In one of the purportedly leaked text messages from Remy Ma and Fat Joe and Baby, which were obtained by an anonymous source just as things were getting out of hand. These are authentic. Someone had better call Papoose's divorce attorney yesterday. Jay responds, I understand, but know that I'll always be there for you. Cannot be made up. Oh, hold on. We just treachery if it were true. It were true. He didn't say anything publicly at first. But when the footage from Fight Night leaked and fans began tagging him under every clip, meme, and how it started versus how it's going, he couldn't keep quiet. And let's talk about Papoose because the streets have been whispering and now those whispers are turning into sirens. People say he's been suspicious of Remy for months, ever since she abruptly started mentoring Claressa full-time, flying out to training camps in Atlanta and leaving behind nothing but ambiguous, don't wait up texts and pricey Amazon packages at home. And in the world of passive-aggressive hip-hop poetry, that's basically a nuclear bomb. But wait, there's more. After Papoose's post, Claudine, one of Remy Ma's former stylists, decided she'd had enough of the lies and went on TikTok and said, I'm not one to start drama, but let's not pretend this Fat Joe thing is new. Since before last year's BE8 Awards, Joe has been calling Remy late at night. I've looked at the call logs, I've seen the presents. I had a purpose for leaving. Gifts. What kind of gifts, sis? Oh, I'm glad you asked because, according to Claudine, Fat Joe once sent Remy a pair of diamond-studded boxing gloves engraved with the phrase, You're the genuine champ. Come on, everyone. And that clarifies why Claressa, who is renowned for her self-control and concentration, was said to have been abnormally tense the week of the battle. Another insider claims that during the final, Claressa, a member of the event's production team, was constantly inquiring about Remy's whereabouts, walkthroughs. She arrived late for nearly all of the rehearsals. When she did arrive, she appeared, agitated and had a column-like scent. Our words, but theirs. However, the plot thickens since Remy Ma finally responded on Twitter with the following. Just hours after Claressa's dramatic Instagram live, discredit what they don't understand and people will constantly fabricate lies. My priorities are legacy, love, and commitment. The truth doesn't require a microphone. All it takes is time. Translation. Allow me to gaslight you all with some poetry. But I got caught. Fans weren't having it, of course. The responses were harsh. Isn't love and legacy, sis? Lip blockages and lies. Was Joe's hand on your waist when you were writing that tweet? Before you preach about loyalty, pay attention to your husband. In the meantime, Joe shared a mysterious Instagram story depicting a lone lion traversing the desert with the remark, Real ones walk solo. Boy, let's talk receipts if you don't sit down. Because Claressa's crew was attempting to divert our attention with Pinterest quotes while Joe and Remy revealed a shocking revelation of their own. A voicemail that was purportedly recorded and sent to Claressa the evening before the altercation. What was going to be left, Remy? The voice, who fans assume is Remy, says, I know might sound weird, but if anything goes left tomorrow, just know I love you and I'll always ride for you no matter what. You already know how the corporate world reacts to scandal, so now there are rumors of brand repercussions. For the Black Power couple ex-Athletic Unity campaign, Claressa, Remy, and Papoose were to be signed by a big sportswear brand, according to stolen emails. The campaign was canceled. Everyone was ghosted by the brand. No billboard was ever erected. Claressa is reportedly negotiating with the Breakfast Club for an exclusive tell-all, where she intends to spill the beans in response to her fans' demands for a comprehensive interview. A voice clip from the dressing room, where Remy supposedly confessed to Joe that they had been emotional for years, is included, along with text screenshots and timeline receipts. Infant 4 years, and you and Papoose are still wed. There are rumors that Papoose's legal team is examining conversations as the pressure mounts and could be looking for options for separation. If that wasn't enough, Mike dropped a new Instagram story that featured Claressa's championship title with the remark, "Ain't nobody fighting harder than me in the ring or in life." That leads us to the question that has been on everyone's mind. Is there additional video? Imagine what else those cameras might have captured that evening, or worse, before fight night. If Claressa had just witnessed one moment and burst. The internet is Claressa Shields is exploding on Instagram Live, with Desert Lion Instagram remarks that make him look like he's in a self-help documentary. Fat Joe is attempting to avoid accountability while Remy Ma fumbles her loyalty bag in front of millions. Here's the problem, though. The actual storm had not yet begun. Because guess who popped into the conversation while social media was gorging on the scandal like leftover cheesecake? Papoose's attorney. Yes, exactly. Legal papers were secretly filed in Westchester County Family Court late that evening. Sources state that certain documents contain a temporary restraint order against Fat Joe rather than Remy. Papoose alleged that Joe had accessed private email, violated personal boundaries, and used emotional manipulation to cause distance in a marriage. Did Fat Joe read Ree's chats with Papoose, I wonder? Better yet, removing them. According to people familiar with the matter, Papoose had been concerned ever since a shared iCloud event showed that he and Remy had been missing messages shortly after Joe had borrowed her phone for studio work. This stuff cannot be made up. Supposedly. In the as though the split rumors weren't interesting enough, a new character appeared with an unexpected story twist. Mimi D. Cruz is a hostess for Miami Bottle Service. Yes, you are already aware of the direction it's taking. She was taken aback when she spotted him cuddling with Remy Ma during the altercation. As Mimi cries on tape, she explains, "I thought we were building something. I didn't know I was the side chick to a side chick. Complete waterworks." Side chick squared immediately became popular. While Remy Moss remained mostly silent, her stylist Claudine returned with yet another messy. She even showed screenshots, pictures of her and Joe at New, a video of him allegedly FaceTiming her from a private jet, and a voice note in which a man who sounds a lot like Joe says, "Ree's just family. Don't let the press twist it. You're the only one I trust. The only one I trust. Boy, you're out here trusting everyone but your own barber." She sent what she says is a receipt for a 5-star hotel room that Joseph had reserved. Joe's real name is Cartagena, while the second guest is Remy molested. The date took place in the same city where Claressa was training 3 nights prior to the bout. It is now unclear if Claressa was set up. Was Remy genuinely helping her, or was he just using the training camp as a pretext to have a backstage house party with Fat Joe? The romantic executive suite isn't reserved for sparring counsel. Let's face it. Not to be overlooked is Claressa's shocking conclusion. She shared a final Instagram video with a comment, "Y'all want the truth? Here's the whole round," right when people thought the drama had reached its climax. She plays a voice memo in it. When Remy left her phone in the dressing room while using the restroom, she says it unintentionally captured one of them. 2 voices clearly. Those of Remy and Joe can be heard chuckling in the memo. Fat Joe chuckles and responds, "Keep her focused. We need her to win. The more cameras, the more distraction. Ain't nobody going to notice us, y'all." Remy continues, "She really thinks I'm just here for training. Poor baby." This quote alone sparked conspiracy theories faster than a new Netflix documentary. Some fans think Joe and Remy planned this, using Claressa's fame, her fight hype, and her fanbase as a smokescreen to carry out their not-so-secret affair. They say Remy knew the world would be watching Claressa, not her. And they were working on their Dirty Dancing sequel backstage while we were busy with uppercuts and jab combos. Others think it goes deeper. Rumor has it that Fat Joe harbored resentment toward Papoose dating. Perhaps it is retaliation, a twisted slow burn payback wrapped in hugs and hotel bills. And just when you think it can't get any messier, Nicki Minaj enters the group chat and posts a mysterious tweet that reads, "Loyalty don't live in the Bronx no more." I guess some people really lean back into betrayal. As you are already aware, the Barbs went full FBI mode, and within minutes, fan pages where Papoose shares a final bombshell, a video of himself alone in the studio, concluding a verse that finishes, "Build a queen from scratch just to watch her fold." He decodes every word, calls it karma in high heels, and connects it to Remy Ma's notorious Shether days. She lost her reign after kissing a clown. "I handed the crown to her, she gave it to a phony. I'm currently asking God to provide me justice and healing." The fans went crazy. Some hip-hop blogs urged Papoose to release an entire album titled Noted, while others proclaimed it the coldest, softest song since Drake's Marvin's Room. What does it mean for everyone? Claressa Shields, the unbeaten champion, is reportedly fighting betrayal behind the scenes and is severing all ties with Remy Ma, while her marriage, career, and credibility are all in the intensive care unit. Fat Joe is being investigated by several brands for potential emotional misconduct, and he was reportedly dropped from one sneaker collaboration last week. Papoose is turning heartbreak into bars. Quiet, calm, but dangerous. We must ask you, the viewers, the only ones who truly keep it real out here. Did Fat Joe cross the line? Was Remy Ma emotionally cheating for months? Was Claressa Shields just the unfortunate middlewoman in a plot much larger than boxing? Finally, where is the full footage? What about Mimi D. Cruz, who now has 400K TikTok followers and is working on a podcast because, of course, she is. According to the adage, if there's one camera, there are 10. You want more jaw-dropping footage? Please share your thoughts below. Do you think Papoose should leave for good? Should Claressa forgive Remy and move on? Or should they all join forces and release the messiest reality show since Flavor of Love? We need answers, we need receipts, and we need justice. Viral style. You already know what to do. Hit the like button, activate your alerts, and click subscribe because, believe me, the drama is only going to get worse. Exposes, scandalous, in-depth, analyzes, and receipts so hot they burn through your phone screen simply.